Advise. Management moved my desk to a storage room in the basement. I am returning to work from maternity leave next week. I found out that they moved my office to a storage room in the basement. The room has no windows, no airflow, and it has a keypad to enter. It is meant to keep files. I am also isolated from everyone else in the office. I kindly requested a cubicle upstairs to be in an open space with access to natural light, but this request was denied. They are saving them for new hires, apparently. What next? 1. I can make an accommodation request based on depression. Pros. There is a legal obligation to accommodate. Con. I have to disclose that I have depression in a very toxic work environment. I would rather not share this information. Point 2. I can make the argument that it is unsafe work condition. Con. This can drag out and there is a bit of a gray area, as they can put an air purifier and keep me there. Point 3. Do nothing. Record this as evidence of harassment. There are other instances. Con. I have to work in a storage room. What should I do? Help. My answer may be wrong, but being put in a basement away from everyone, and it has a keypad entry, so you know if anyone is coming in? Sounds like it's time to get paid to watch your favorite shows. Deck out your basement cubicle and call it a win emo. Disclaimer. I'm antisocial and would rather be isolated and just left alone at work to do my job and leave. You should hide your red stapler so that no one else can steal it and then burn the building down. Lawyer here. There's an argument for constructive discharge. Some jurisdictions are less stringent on the requirements than others. And, in most cases, you have to quit before you have a case. Without some sort of disability, access to natural light isn't required for a worksite. There's arguably a problem with ventilation, but it's easy to fix. If anything, you really need to look at this from the view of a fire safety hazard. Most U.S. states, and OSHA, require an employer to provide at least 2 exits from any building. A basement with a mechanical lock seems like a safety hazard. This seems like it could be maternity retaliation. I'm certainly no lawyer, but if you're coming back to a job after maternity leave, then you lose an office and get thrown in the basement. That sounds pretty illegal to me. They admitted that the cubicles you requested are being saved for people who aren't even hired yet. Again, no lawyer, but I'd say your job has materially changed after maternity leave, and this change only affected you. Appears targeted to me. I know Reddit loves to throw it, talk to a lawyer and sue. But I would really consider talking to a lawyer that specializes in discrimination claims. I would do absolute bare minimum of work and just watch movies down there. Dang, you just got lumbered. Did anyone else's office get moved? Or was everything the same except your office was moved after maternity leave? Because this sounds an awful lot like retaliation, which is incredibly illegal. I'd start an email thread with management. 1. Asking why you were moved. 2. Why it happened while on maternity leave. 3. Why weren't any other offices moved? 4. Asking why you can't have the open cubicles, since there aren't new hires in them. 5. What would be the requirement for you to have an office not in the basement? Make them do it via email, and make them give actual reasons. No expert, but this to me screams discrimination of some sort. Also, if you're not in an area protected by a fire alarm and other safety regulations, would this not be also an unsafe working environment? I think you need to speak to a lawyer and also a trade union rep. That's even before we get into what kind of imbecile would put a woman worker returning from maternity leave into a cupboard or storage space to work. You could ask for accommodations due to a medical reason. I'm not a lawyer, but I don't think you are obligated to disclose the reason. Also, it sounds like they are trying to force you to quit. Get your resume together and start applying elsewhere. Storage rooms are not designed for occupant comfort. We never design them to provide fresh or conditioned air. You shouldn't be in a storage room working with no air movement. File a complaint with the Department of Labor. At least make your last few months hell for the new CEO. Just me, but I see this as evidence that they are trying to force you to quit. Reminds me when I came back from maternity leave to find they had hired a temp in my place. Cleared off my desk and broke my photos. And did not tell the temp that I was coming back to work. This was a government office. Something similar happened to me. I got a fan, UV light, and jammed to the music while I worked. Then it started to bug department managers that I was unsupervised. I was obviously loving my job way more than anyone else. I no longer had to participate in office shenanigans. After a while they forced me back upstairs, and the managers used the office as an escape room for themselves. I'm probably in the minority here, but I would love this. No more dealing with annoying coworkers. Long lunches. Play music while you work. Take off your shoes. I could go on and on. It's an introvert's heaven. Whatever you guys do, do not touch her red swingline stapler. Not suitable for human habitation. No airflow. An air purifier does not remove carbon dioxide or add oxygen. Leave the door open, at least might have to contact health department or the local building department to investigate. Change the code for the keypad and nap all day. Now that everyone has given good advice, we must ask ourselves, what would George Costanza do? I'll tell you what. He'd take advantage of this. You're telling me the bosses and coworkers can't see you? They have to use a keypad to get into your office? This seems like a win. Burn down the building, absolutely full score. Spend time talking with staff upstairs. Make sure people know you are back from leave. Document everything. All interactions, including with you mention this as a toxic work environment and other instances of harassment. You should start looking for a new job. The moment you call their bluff on putting you downstairs, you will be out the door. Lastly, if you are in fact trolling this sub-office space style, well done, post this as classic.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.